Welcome to the Journey 2020. I'm Charles Morris. Happy to have you with me on this Monday evening. As you know, the Journey 2020 been around since 2013. And usually we start off the show and we try to be on a high note, but I want to say this to you. Again, I'm Charles Morris, and you're watching the Journey 2020 here at www.thejourney2020.com. This past weekend is devastating for the Texas area and the surrounding areas. And so I just want to take this time right now to say, please pray for those that's going through what they're going through. And for those who would like to donate your time, or you want to donate clothes or whatever it is that you would like to, as well as your money, I would like to say there are people who like to take advantage of people like you who are willing to give, and they will come up with any time of schemes and scams to try to take advantage of this time. So I wanted to share this with you real quick. If you do decide that you wanted to give some money or anything like that, here's a website that you can go to, Convoy of Hope. That is one. And everyone knows about the Red Cross. So another website that you can go to, and I share these websites with you along with the Salvation Army, that I advise you to do your own research, that find out for yourself, because again, most people are good people, but there are a lot of people out there that sit around and try and come up with ways to take advantage of your kind heart at this point in time. And so with that being said, again, I would say, please keep the people in your prayers. Again, I was saw the sad story, and every time you see where there's a family of 6 that was swept away in a car, and a family of 6, and they all drowned. And there was 4 of them were youth and kids, and just more sad story after sad story. But with people like you who want to give can truly make a difference. So with that being said, keep them in your prayers, and thank you for your kind heart and what you're doing. Again, I'm Charles Morris. This is the Journey 2020. Have a great show for you today. And just to kind of give you an idea, here's what's going to be taking place on October 21st.
Hi, I'm Ashley Marie.
Hello, I'm France Neal.
Peace and blessings. I'm Dexatron.
And I'm Indigo Jones, and we are the background singers for Dawn Robinson. Make sure you come out and check out this funky diva, because she's going to give you just what you need. Until then, here's a sample of what you'll be hearing. Make sure you come out to the Majestic Event Center, where you'll be seeing us, and you will see Dawn Robinson, and you will have a wonderful time. See you there. Ooh, bop.
Actually, I'm going to pinch myself to make sure that I'm awake, make sure this is real. I think so. Dawn Robinson, how you doing?
I'm great, Charles. How are you?
Like I'm saying, I have to pinch myself because, I'm like, oh my goodness, I got a chance to talk to Dawn Robinson. And I'm still trying to.
No big deal.
No, I mean, no, I'm sitting here. It's not too often that I sit and I'm a little nervous when, I'm doing my show. But I want to thank you
You're
for.
nervous, Charles?
Yeah.
No way. Can't be. Quiet.
Yeah. But I want
Thank you for having me on the show. This is a great honor.
I want to say to you, I was talking to you briefly, and I just want to say, do you have any relatives or anybody in the Texas area?
Yes, I do. Well, Terry's family from En Vogue, her family is there. Her sisters are there. I know her mom just passed away recently, sadly, so I give my condolences to her and her family. But her sisters, and I'm sure she's got extended family in the Houston area as well. And you know, we're all family. We're all just connected as human beings. So anyone in the Houston area and the surrounding areas of Houston, even as far as Baton Rouge, I think it is affected.
Right.
And when there's one part of the world affected, any part of the country or the world affected, we're all affected. So I extend my prayers to them and give, you know, positive thoughts in their direction, because that's what they need more than anything.
Yeah.
Not people pointing the finger and saying, oh, well, those poor people. It's like, no, let's just pray for them and that all is well, and that everything after it's cleaned up will be better than it was before, you know?
Well, now...
Yeah, pray for the families. That they're warm, or that I was watching how they're in a lot of water, of course, and I was asking my stepdad. His brother is in Dallas, but they do have extended family in the Houston area. And being cold and wet, being wet is already one thing. When you're rained on or you have snow and your boots or your feet are wet because of the snow, but when you have rain on top of that, on top of cold, it's just a lot worse. So I was hoping that they're all warm.
Right.
That rain, you know, and waddling through that water. It's really tough to get warm and dry.
Right.
My prayers go out to them.
Well, let me ask you, because I'm curious, you know, for myself, and asking where you originally from.
I'm originally from Connecticut, born and raised in New London, Connecticut, specifically, and then I moved to California with my mother and sister. In '79, we moved to California, to the Bay Area, Oakland, California, and then I moved to LA once I got in Vogue. I moved to LA in 1992, I think it was. So I've been there for about 17 years. Actually, I just moved to Las Vegas when I was there just recently in the last year and a half. I came at the wrong time. It was so hot here, 1:15 the day I arrived. I was just like, can I just turn around and go back? Did I do the right thing? You know, make the right decision to move here. But, you know, typically we've seen Las Vegas in a specific way. Like, we get here, we do the show, we go to the casino from the airport to the casino, do the show. Next day we're out of town. And once I was with my parents, I actually originally came here to help them acclimate and unpack. And I found that I liked it once I got to drive around with them. I liked Vegas, so I decided to move here with them.
Oh.
So I've been here ever since. But yeah, Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Where I was born and raised.
Now, I wanted to ask you this question. When was it that you figured out that you had this gift that God gave you?
Oh, you know, it's funny. I was just as a kid singing around the house, and my mom noticed that I could sing. My dad actually discovered I had talent. At 2 years old, I was in the car with him. I wasn't even 2 yet, actually. I was under 2. But we were in the car running errands, and back then he didn't have a seatbelt. I was just singing and singing along with him to the Beatles, You Shall My Bell song. And he ran in the house telling my mom that I could sing, and she was like, yeah, okay. You know, she's barely learning how to talk. Right. Let alone sing in French, because Me Shall My Bell is a French song. But most of it is French, but some of it is in English. And she was singing in the car, and she sounded so good, and she has talent. So my mom just started developing it over the years. And I loved it so much that I decided to go for the audition with En Vogue in 89. And this guy was at a concert, an all-day summer jam concert, and asked me out of nowhere. I didn't know him, but I got up to go to the restroom with my girlfriend. In between songs, my friend and I just got up to go to the bathroom. And when he asked me before I left, are you a model? And I thought he was trying to pick up on me, so I said no and kept walking. And when I came back, he asked me, well, can you sing? And I'm like, okay, you're still here? Like, you must be interested in what I have to say. And then once he said about the singing part, I was like, well, yeah, you know. And I took him serious about that. And then he had my attention at that point. and I went to the audition, and the rest is history. So I'm grateful, that the guys were having an audition and that I was a part of it. A lot of women in the Bay Area, about 16 more women auditioned for that group.
Right.
And the 4 of us made it. So I always said how blessed we all were to be a part of that. To me, it's just like, no coincidence.
But now, what was your? Can you remember your first time singing as a kid, and you had your audience, your first show or whatever that was?
That was probably in church a couple of times, but I wasn't really the outgoing church singer, so I was a little too shy for that. But I did sing in the choir, and I had my solos every now and then. But the one that I remember, as far as the crowd is concerned, I was singing at a club. And it was very rough. I didn't have a band or anything. The guy just played the track, and I sang over the track. And I think it was "You Remind Me" by Patrice Rushen. And then in the studio, as far as studio work, the local guy in my hometown back then had, it had to be, I would say 77. 1977. He had a makeshift studio, and he kind of panned my voice. This is when Minnie Riperton passed away, and my mother brought her album home, and I think "Memory Lane" was her song.
Right.
That song that was released at the time that she passed away, and my mother went out and bought that album and brought it home, and I chased her around the living room because I was so excited that she bought it, and I learned "Memory Lane," and then in the studio, maybe about 2 months later, he had me sing that song, and then she was panned to the left, I was panned to the right, so I still have that cassette tape to this day. I was hitting all the notes. Everything she sang, I sang.
Oh, wow.
And I had to be 12 years old.
Now,
2 years later, we moved to California. I was 14. So 12 years old.
Now, you need to take that and put it on and make it digital, right? You need to do that, right?
Yes. I talked to her husband, her widow, I should say, her ex-husband, about, she was still married to him when she passed, so her widow. I don't even know what to call him. I guess her husband still.
Right.
But he's married to someone else. But anyway, I told him about it, and he said, wow, at 12 years old, he was singing like that? Like, she was amazing. She's the reason that I sing, that I developed my talent and really wanted to get into the business with her, and I was like, oh, yeah.
So how much
part of my life.
So how much of the training did you have as far as lessons and training? How much of that is part of your history?
I didn't have any training except to sing with her, and that to me was what I call the ghetto version of training. That, my mother couldn't afford for me to go to voice lessons, and that was my way of training, singing with all the singers back then. It usually started with Stephanie Mills, who had a lower register, and then Shaka Khan, who had a really powerful voice, and then Minnie was on top, somewhere in between with Denise Williams, and I would just run through all the songs and just sing along with them. So that was my way of training my voice. Right.
Now, I said something to you the other day, and you said, nah, and I wanted to say something about history. But what I wanted to hit on was when I say to you, like for an example, Diana Ross and the Supremes, what comes to your mind immediately when you hear Diana Ross and the Supremes?
Well, I mean, just a girl group, of course, but harmony.
Right. And when you hear something like Smokey Robinson, Gladys Knight and the Pips, when you hear those names, what immediately comes to your mind?
I mean, all the hits that they wrote back then from...
Well,
Clown.
Well, the reason why I said history, because when you say something like Diana Ross and the Supremes, when you think of Gladys Knight and the Pips, when you think of Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, you think of the history and the great sound and the presence of what that was and what they were on stage and how they came into your home and how they just changed your life because of the music. So I said history because you're in that same category. And I don't know.
Oh, wow, okay.
I don't know if you know that.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course we know that because, we hear from the fans what we represent to them, and we know, I know that we've been around since 1990, so we do have history. That's kind of a given. And it's, I mean, of course we're grateful for that. That's always just like I still can't believe it. I pinch myself all the time and talk to my mom about the fact that I'm still Dawn Robinson, her daughter, but around the world, my name is known by people in places like Alaska, Australia,
Right.
Japan, Wisconsin, here in the States, of course, Colorado. It's amazing. But yeah, of course I know we have history.
Right.
And what we mean to other people's lives, and we've been told that many times, so it trips me out, but I feel that I understand when people say that and what we mean to them based on what I feel for music. When I hear Stevie Wonder, or when I'm listening to Earth, Wind & Fire, or Natalie Cole, as I said, I feel that same nostalgia for their music in my life.
Right.
They influenced me to sing. So, yeah, of course I know we have history.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
and it's great.
Now, let me ask you this. The first time you heard yourself, the group, on the air, what was that like? And the feedback that you got, what was that like?
I was in the bed. My mother was getting dressed for work, and she came running in the room. It was 6 a.m. She was dressed for work, but she hadn't left yet. She usually left about 6:20. So I'm running in the room, and I was out of my sleep, of course. I'm just like, huh? And I was like nervous and scared because I thought something happened, and is there a fire? You just don't know what's happening. And turn on the radio. And she was trying to get it on because I had a stereo in my room. She couldn't find a remote. I was trying to jump up and bumping into walls because I was just sleeping. And we listened and was screaming and jumping up and down and yelling. And I called one of the girls. I forgot if it was Cindy or Lexi, whoever's number I could find first. And we were just like, my dad was at work, my stepdad was at work, and he called my mom, and then she came running in the room. So, yeah, that was... And then we called everybody else. It was a chain reaction from there. So I don't think I ever get used to that. That was 1990, and to this day when I hear myself on the radio, I'm like, wow, on the radio. It's still, even now, just grateful, excited, whoa, I can't believe it, smiles. We're just like, oh, my God, yeah. It's still amazing. So
which means I got to ask you, what was it like when you had your very first big concert? What was that like? What was that experience like?
Very first big concert, we were really green, so we were extremely nervous. We were with, we had done a promo tour on our own before that, but the first real tour that we went on when we were playing Coliseums and had a huge audience was MC Hammer, and we were, again, bumping into each other and just green. We didn't even have our own microphone set up. He had to let us use his microphone set up. He was extremely gracious, and he taught us camaraderie between artists. Borrowing his not only his sound system but his engineer for sound. I mean, he didn't mind. He was so gracious to allow all of that. He knew we didn't have it. He knew that we were brand new to the scene. We had a huge hit, but only one, and people knew who we were based on that one song. When he's like, "No, you guys need microphones," and what's happening with this and what's happening with that. He also knew that we weren't being paid well, so he allowed us to go to his attorney and ask questions, and he paid for the bill. He put the bill so we could ask questions about why we were in the situation we were in. But just a great man, really heartfelt. Not intimidated by, they can, their hit is on the radio and they're bigger than me right now. He's like, no, you guys need this. Whatever you need, I got your back.
Okay.
And I'll never forget him, and I'll be always, I think we're all indebted to him for that. Because we learned how to treat other artists based on how he treated us.
Wow, that's very powerful.
Yeah, he was a good man. Still is a good man. Anytime I see him, he's just how's the girls? I don't know, I haven't seen them. We just kind of, he's just kind, very gracious. Yeah.
Right.
Good heart.
Now, as far as this industry, how has it changed? Since you knew it from back in the day when there was LPs and 45s, and now there's MP3s, and you download this and you download that, and you can kind of promote yourself more so. How has the industry changed? How have you seen it change?
Well, just like the world, everything in the world has changed, from cars to clothes. Technology with television and satellite, everything has changed. So the music industry is no different as far as changes. They're significant because the world is changing. And like you said just a second ago, technology gives us the power to have the fans right in our hands and react to them directly, as opposed to having the label. I was telling someone recently, when I even got into Lucy Pearl, which is a few years after En Vogue, 2001. 2000. 99 and 2000. By 2000, we were over. But when we first got in the group, we were at the label. We would have to go to our record label here in Los Angeles, or in Los Angeles, because I'm in Vegas now.
Mm-hmm.
They had a setup where the fans would ask questions, and we had a moderator who would answer the questions for us. We didn't have a direct line to the fans to answer our own questions directly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the moderator would, talk to us and say, okay, Raphael, there's a question for you. They want to know, was Dwayne really your brother? And Tony. And he'd answer the question. She'd type it in and answer the question. And then it'd be like, okay, Dawn, there's a question for you. You missed the girls in Vogue. When's the last time you saw the girls? And I'd answer, and she'd moderate and type it in. And
Right.
so even now, even since 99, 2000, technology has changed quite a bit. And the music industry, they used to control, and because they controlled us, they had the lion's share of the money. And now, because we have a direct line to the fans, I can post music up directly on my website or
Right.
social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and have an immediate reaction to my song or
Right.
my music, and have them buy it directly. And that's powerful.
Right.
Music is in my hands as opposed to this middleman who's taking the lion's share of my money.
Right.
So it's going to be in my book, but En Vogue only made 2 pennies per record, and it was travesty. It was really a tragedy. It's tragic.
It's funny that you would say that, because that was one of my questions, because I was able to hit up Jody Watley on Twitter, and I asked her about a year and a half ago about a book, and she said that it was coming. So I was going to ask you the same thing. So you do have a book coming out?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to call it. Yeah, there's a few different names. Metamorphosis is one of them, because you come out of the time that you had before where you're at, and you are. I feel like right now in my life I'm blooming and I'm becoming something else. I'm like a caterpillar to a butterfly situation. Or I also have Break It On, which is breaking away from my past into the life that I have now. I mean, everybody in hip hop has used that term, break it on and on to the break it on,
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I figured, why not use it myself? But there's different names I have, but there's a lot of things that I'm going to talk about, because I feel like when you tell your story, it's not to blast on anybody, but it's just telling my truth.
Right.
It's what I lived, and who I was and who I am, and the things that I learned, the great times, the bad times, the hard times. I mean, it's just what I went through with the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it is good, but there's some lessons that I learned as well that I think other girl groups can learn from as well.
Right.
Other artists.
Don, do you have any kids?
No, I don't. Not yet.
Oh,
no.
okay. Okay. Now, I did receive a text from a friend of mine, and I probably shouldn't mention his name. He's a frat brother, by the way. And he wanted to know, where did you get your eyes from? From who?
My eyes. My grandma Dottie.
Yeah,
my grandma Dottie on my dad's side.
Because he
she
says,
passed away.
Right. He says that they call you cat eyes. Cat eyes.
Oh no, I would say they're more almond-shaped Asian eyes, kind of what they call Mongolian folds. I learned that when my mom used to work in a surgery center, and I went with her to work one day, and the surgeon, plastic surgeon, said, "Oh, you have Mongolian folds. You have like an Asian-shaped eye." So that's what he told me then. I was still in high school. I met my mom after work because we had to go to school shopping. So my sister and I met her there, and yeah, that's what he told me. Asian eyes, more Asian, but. Don't thank you. Yeah, my grandma Dottie. I'm very proud of that.
Right.
She just passed away in March. She was 99, just
wow.
shy of her 100th birthday, which would have been in May. So she just missed it, but yeah, what a great woman.
Oh.
And I'm proud to have her eyes.
Well, hopefully you have her genes as well.
Yes, I do. Yeah. I hope so. She's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that I have her strength, because she was very, very strong. What a just powerhouse of a woman, and raised 4 kids by herself. Strong, very strong woman. I know I have that.
Right. Now, Coming up now, you are well. Actually, before we talk about Orlando, let me ask you this right here. Did you know Prince? Did you know Prince?
No, I never got a chance to meet him. We worked on What the Fuss with Stevie Wonder, and he played guitar in that, so we were kind of aligned with each other, but never actually met him.
Oh,
what a great man!
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So many. How devastating that was to when Prince died. As you know, him and Michael both died so young. And
Yeah, all of them. And it's too many. And even if you die older, it's just music influences us so much that you can think of a time when you're standing in the kitchen with your grandmother, or when you're driving the car with your parents. It's just music brings you right. You hear the song, and it takes you right back to that.
Right.
And the people that we've lost in the last few years is overwhelming. From David Bowie to George Michael to Natalie Cole to Maurice White. I'm just like, come on.
Right.
We're losing all our great people, but Prince and Michael, it's still really heavy for me with Michael. I do a voice lesson online with Seth Riggs and Michael Jackson, and when I'm singing along with him, he's talking some of the time on the voice lesson, and he pushes me because he's very professional and he's diligent about what he's doing, and I push harder at singing because of what he's doing on the voice lesson. So yeah, it's heavy to lose all of them.
Right.
Incredible people. They really touched our lives. All of these people that we're losing, it's like, what is going on? I got to keep watching my back. Like, man, am I next?
No.
When it's your time to go, it's your time. You can't stop that. And I keep thinking, they'll be back. Great lives like that don't go away and stay. Even my dad dying 3 years ago, I'm like, Dad, I every single time I hear a Beatles song, it's my dad.
Right.
So music is it's that powerful. You have those memories. And before my dad died, I told him, whenever you do pass away, because it's going to happen, we're going to lose you, and we'll get you back because you'll come back. Life, it's never ending. God gives us that, so it's a continuous cycle. And I said, well, whenever you do leave and I hear a song by the Beatles, I can't listen to the Beatles anymore.
Well,
because I'm going to miss you so much. But when I hear them now, a good friend of mine told me, don't run away from that. When you hear a song that reminds you of someone you love who is passed on, that's them saying hello to you. That's them telling you that they're with you. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, Dad,
Well, I don't want to talk about something sad in that sense, but I will share this with you. I was able to watch my mother take her last breath when I was holding her hand. And right, and as she was taking her last breath, there was something in that room that told me that I was going to see her again, right?
Yeah.
And, right. So wherever that came from at that moment, at that time, as she took one last deep breath before she passed away, and as I was holding her hand, something said at that moment, you're going to see her again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, Charles, that's powerful. It was probably her letting you know that you're going to be okay, and we will see each other again. She was there for your first breath. You were there for her last.
Oh.
So that means, that's very strong, very powerful.
Right.
And you will see her again. I believe that. I don't think these people come into our lives. And like I said to you earlier, for the Houston situation, we are all connected. We are literally one human being on this planet. We are all tied in. Even the people that hate us. It's like you come back around, and it's like at one point or another, they have, I don't know, they may need us, it's like when they hate black people, you may need that black person to help you in your life at some point. So I looked at the people on TV, and I said, some of those people are probably haters of black people, yet they're all holding hands. They're all helping each other out of the water. Mm-hmm. They're all helping each other when it comes time to rebuilding their lives, they will help each other to do that.
Right.
And there's something powerful about being human. We are all connected to trees, life, animals. We're all connected on this planet. It doesn't just belong to us humans.
Well, history always shows that love is always way more powerful than hate.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's the one thing. Right. The one thing that we cannot change. That one thing right there. Love is the most powerful thing of all. And it says even in the Bible, I'm not a Bible person, but that's the one thing. Above all, love. That's it. Yeah. That's in a nutshell.
Now you're coming to Orlando. Like, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we talked about the show. Absolutely. I have to give a shout out to Anna because I think she's one of the most wonderful human beings I've ever met, and I've met many, as you can imagine, people around the world. I would say close to 1 million, if not 1 million people in my career from the beginning till now. And she is one of the most, you know how when there's people that you talk to and you just connect with them, whether in person or over the phone, you just connect. And that's her. She's just so in touch and in tune, tapped into the universe. She's tapped into God. She understands which is the universe. You know, he created all of this. So, yeah, she just taps in, and she's really, I love her spirit. I immediately felt like I've known her for years, and she felt the same way talking to me. It's just,
well,
I adore her.
Well, the thing is, I met her in reference to the show coming up, and so, and just talking to her, and then she even said, oh, Don, she's such a nice person, and I said, really? She said, yeah, oh, yeah. And so when I asked her about you coming on, she said, okay, well, I'll ask her. And she called me back, and she said, well, Don said, no problem. But before we talk about the show, I am going to have her on the show along with your background singers in the group. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about the show. That would be in October. But talk about coming to Orlando.
Yes, I am. Well, the band, first of all, since you brought them, I have to say that I've heard a few rehearsals from them, and I am so incredibly impressed because they're working so hard. It was clear that they were going on tour with me for the next year, and they would be on the road. I mean, they're working that hard to make the show exactly what it's supposed to be. And so I'm going to walk in extremely confident because they're already doing the job. And they're extreme professionals. I mean, I'm impressed. I'm very proud of them. They're working extra hard. But going back to Anna, she was kind enough to bring me in. She hit me up on Facebook out of nowhere. Usually when people hit me up, they ask me to do a show, and I'm like, okay, I have to just check. Are you asking for En Vogue? Because that's typically what they ask me for. Right. Or are you asking me personally? What is your request? And she said, no, you. And I was like, okay, because if it's En Vogue, then I have to pass because I'm no longer in the group. And neither is Maxine. So when she said me, I'm like, yeah, of course, I would be honored. Give me your information and we'll talk. And we talked in the next few days. So she asked me to come in, and she's got a partner named, I forgot her name, but I know Anna and her partner are working on this very diligently to have me come into town. And then the band is just really, really doing their thing. Like they're rehearsing, like, and I say that because again, usually the band will rehearse maybe 2 or 3 days before I come into town, and that's it. This band has been working so hard. Like I can't wait to hug all of them. They've been really, oh my God, like come on, they're going the extra mile, and I commend them for that. That's really like. Yeah, I really just love that. Well,
I was telling you. Yeah, I was telling you that I've had an opportunity to go to 3 of the rehearsals and take some pictures and record, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, I'm not I'm not a music person in the sense like I can't carry a tune, I can't sing, but I know good music when I hear it, because I was brought up on the Motown sound and great music. And the funny thing is that I used to be a disc jockey because I've worked in television and radio for years and years. So I grew up with the Motown sound, and I grew up with that 70s sound. So when the music started to change a little bit, and I kind of stepped out of that area of the disc jockey, because I'm old school. Now I can do an old school party if you want to do an old school party, but if you ask me to step up to the hip hop now, I would be totally lost. And I'm not knocking it, but I hear what you're saying. I'm a 70s type guy. Love the 70s and the 80s, and some great music, of course, comes all the time. But I just love that sounds of the 60s and the 70s.
Yes, me too. Me too. I really do. I gotta say, 80s as well. I was just telling my sister how much great music we had in the 80s, and our parents would, it seemed like that generation just thought, this awful music in the 80s. We had a lot of great music, and most of it was from out of the UK. I can't remember a whole lot of R&B because in high school I was more into rock and pop music.
Oh, really?
There were a lot of, but I was just listening to Go West. Go West had a song called Call Me, and the man that sings lead, I forget his name, Chris something, I think, sounded like he was an R&B, like he was a black man. He had a very R&B sound to his voice. So when I sing along with him now, I'm like, we were no joke back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Howard Jones, he did a song with Phil Collins. This great music coming out of the UK mostly.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was a heavily influenced by the UK. But the 60s, I'm a 60s baby, so I hear all of that. My mother raised me with my sister and I with a lot of the R&B stuff. But we also had, which was a Motown sound and all of that going on. And then she brought in, Sergio Mendes, which was Latin, I think Brazilian music. And her and my dad both loved them. So I had to call my sister. I was screaming the other day on the phone, just like, listen to this music that we were raised on.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't strictly keep ourselves. My parents didn't box us in because we're black people. We listened to only R&B or gospel or jazz. Mm-hmm. It was a mixture of everything.
Right.
So my dad brought in Led Zeppelin and the Beatles and the Carpenters and Crosby, Stills and Nash. It was just incredible music. And I literally have a picture on my Facebook page. I had to be, my mother said, 4 years old. And behind me in the chair that I was sitting in was the Beatles' Abbey Road album.
Mm.
It was that influence in my home that my dad wasn't no joke. My parents both. Really. I told my mom the other day, thank you for not telling my dad to turn that crap off. And why are you playing that loud music and, Doobie Brothers, all of that stuff. That's what we grew up with. I'm so grateful.
Right.
So grateful. She didn't close us in.
Now,
and,
is there anyone else in your family that sings?
Not really. No, not really. My mom can carry a note. She used to sing in church a little bit. Mm-hmm. But she wasn't a standout solo singer in the church in the choir. But she did have a solo. She would sing her solo, and I remember her song to this day. And my dad, they thought he could sing. He passed away 3 years ago, like I said, unfortunately. But my sister and I would laugh at us, like, she's visiting here in town. I literally have to take her to the airport tonight. But we were laughing because he would sing ahead of everybody. I'm like, Dad, slow down. Marvin Gaye isn't there yet. Marvin is still trying to catch up to where you're at. Slow down for the man. Because his Trouble Times, what was the one? Trouble Man.
Right,
yeah, that was one of his favorite songs. Like, Dad, slow down. Marvin's not there yet. So we would laugh at him. He's like, what? I'm singing. He loved to sing. He just loved to, I don't know. He didn't have a great voice, but he could carry a note as well. My mom the same. So no, they weren't wanting to be singers, but they could sing. They could sing along with the music.
What is one of the biggest lessons you have learned in this industry?
Oh, let's see. I would say, well, I've always been outspoken, so I wouldn't say that was a lesson that I learned. But speaking up for yourself, in my case, I was in a group, so it was a little difficult to speak up because if you spoke up, of course, being a woman in this industry, mm-hmm. you were ostracized. You either shut up and just do what you were told to do, mm-hmm. and literally, our producer would tell us, be quiet, shut up. He would say, shut up to us.
Oh, really?
It's going to be real. It's going to be in my, it's going to be in my book, because he was verbally abusive, and I remember asking the girls, don't you have a problem with this? Like, I don't like how he talks to us. They were like, well, if you have a problem, Dawn, you should tell him. I'm like, if I tell him, he's going to kick me out of the group. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Please, I dare not say anything to him. I have to tolerate it just like you guys do, or else I'm going to be put out of the group. If you don't like it, get out. Right. Because it was early on that, it was before people really knew who we were. It was the first few, I would call them brainwashing sessions. Now I say that's going to be in my book, because he would try to brainwash us into staying in the group dynamic and not wanting to leave the group, at any point. It's like, come on, if you don't leave the group, you can't learn and grow.
Right.
If you're in a group situation and you only stay within that group, you can't learn anything else and bring it back to the fold and bring back what you learned from other situations. Wow, I did this project with this person. I came over here and I did this project. It's like, you got to go out and learn and grow, or else why be in a? It's like you can't stay home forever either. You got to leave the situation at home and go out into the world. And your parents won't want you to stay home forever, so you got to do the same thing within a group. And I always say that. So
I just received a text, and I was going to ask you another question, but I want to read this text to you. Someone asked, "Do you have a new single or a new CD coming out?"
I do not have what single?
Yeah.
You said a single?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a single. Well, it's complicated because the single I thought was ready to go, and the people that I did it with were not ready, so it's not coming out yet. It's called Get Up Now, but I won't even promote that because it's not ready.
Okay.
So I'm still recording, and because I have to go on the road, I can't really focus on recording. So January 2018, I'm going to be in the studio and working quite a bit on new music.
And I also got a text asking, do you write songs? Are you a writer?
Yes, I am. I'm a writer. Exactly, yes. We co-wrote on the first album with En Vogue. We were not allowed to write on the second album. En Vogue album, which was, we wrote on Born to Sing, and then we co-wrote on Born to Sing, and then Funky Divas we were not allowed to because our producers were pissed off at us for different stuff because we were trying to get some answers as to why we weren't making money.
Wow.
Like I said, MC Hammer was trying to make sure that we asked the right questions because we should have been making much more money, but we weren't. And so once that was a situation that was going on, we were told, oh no, you can't write on the second album. So I am a writer. I write a lot more now.
Okay.
I didn't grow up writing because a lot of people, I wish I did. I wish I wrote poetry as a kid and got into that stuff because that really seems to help a lot of singers who write.
Right.
But no, I didn't grow up that way. So I've learned over the time, taught myself how to write. I write with music. Some people can write without the track. I can't do that as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I do write.
Well, let me see if I can ask this the right way. You, as the average fan, the avid fan, like somebody like myself who listen, we see the music videos. We could see you in movies. We can see you in concert. We can hear the songs. Can you kind of break it down and help us understand what really happens when it comes to the money and how somebody like the artist really don't get paid? Because when we see you and we see you on stage and the lights are on you and we hear you, we don't, the average person don't connect that you're not making your money.
Well, I mean, it's just like anybody. You feel like at work when you're getting paid $1, $1. If you feel like you're not being paid enough for the job that you're doing, then you go in and ask for a raise.
Right.
Whereas the music industry is difficult. I never worked in it before I worked in it, so it's kind of hard for me to explain it to the average person. But we based our music is based on points and percentages.
Okay.
It's not a wage like you make, $15 an hour or $7 an hour. It's not like that. So it's a little hard to explain to the average person. But we were only making our contract was based on points, and we were only making 2 pennies. Oh, okay, so it was money. 2 pennies per record. I'll put it like that. Per girl.
Wow.
So if a record sells for $16.99, we got 2 pennies each girl.
Wow.
It was insane.
Right.
Yeah. And the fact that we were the ones out there, bringing the music to the world, making sure that everybody else, including our producers and our record company, and, Uncle Sam gets his cut off the top. That's anybody. You work a 9 to 5, you got to pay taxes. That's everybody.
Right.
And it was the same way for us. So the Uncle Sam got his first.
Okay.
And then our record company got their share, and it was a lot. Our producers got the next cut, which was a lot. Our manager got a lot, and then it was a trickle-down theory, as I call it, and then we got what was ever left, which was 2 pennies. And even from that 2 pennies, we had to pay taxes, we had to pay our tour manager, we had to pay, we had to pay quite a bit out of that money. So, yeah, we didn't, at one point, I was just telling family, these stories come out a lot because I talk to family and friends quite a bit, and even fans occasionally on social media. And our choreographer at one point said, yeah, I bought this mansion because of you guys. When we were at his house, he was showing us, we were getting ready to, start rehearsals for something, and He brought us out to his house to show us something on video. He wanted to see some dance steps, and he said, yeah, I bought this mansion because of you guys, and I had to sit on his steps. I think he had 8 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms.
Wow.
And when he said that, I was taken back, and I literally sat on his steps, and I was crying in his house, going up to his bedrooms. I was crying, and Terry came and sat by me, and she said, "Dawn, are you okay?" And I said, "No, there's no reason." And I'm not saying that he shouldn't have had that house, that mansion, but when he said that like that, I was like thinking, wow, we don't even have that. We don't even have this. And he said, yeah, you guys should have it too. And I was like, no, but we don't. And the fact that you got paid more than we did is a travesty. Again, that's like tragic.
Wow.
And it's not that you shouldn't have it. You deserve it just as much. You worked your butt off to be our choreographer. You were a visionary for us. The reason En Vogue looks so amazing and did what we did in the videos and people love us is because of what you did with us, with his partner Travis and Lavelle, and the whole team. The 3 of them made us what we were. They really gave us our polish. They put En Vogue on the map as far as what we looked and sounded like. They gave us what we were. But I was just thinking, why didn't we have the same? Cindy deserved a mansion. Maxine deserved a mansion. So did I and Terry as well. And we didn't have... So, it's hard to explain. I can only say, like I said, 2 pennies per record.
Well,
that is insane.
Well,
and I think people can relate to that.
Right.
One of my chapters in my book is going to be called 2 pennies, my 2 cents.
Right. But see...
My 2 cents.
But see, when you hear your story, it's kind of the same with TLC, and you hear the stories over and over and over again.
Well, even with TLC, though, Charles, they made $1.14, I think, if I recall.
Right.
Left Eye saying they made $1.14, so they at least made $1 million apiece in the group. We didn't make that.
Oh, wow.
We didn't make $1 million put together. All 4 of us put together before I left the group in '97. That's why I left the group, because I was like, if I'm going to be broke, I can be broke all by myself, as they say.
Right.
So why stay in the group and have to deal with 3 other personalities, and nobody wants to fight the good fight. I was willing to fight, but not everybody's a leader. Sometimes when you battle a corporation like a record company, you're too afraid to do that, and I understood. However, I didn't want to stay in the group and be broke, so I'm like, I'll leave and golf on my own.
Right. Well,
why stay in the group and have to tolerate the 3 other personalities and have to try to get other people to, come on, you guys, let's do this. We need to fight for our rights, and not everybody's willing to do that. And I learned that the hard way. So,
right.
I respect them now because I understood not everybody's a warrior. Not everybody's willing to go the distance, and, they weren't willing to do that.
Right. Well, yeah.
And there's also, I look at things now and I think, wow, God just wanted me to be solo. Because I tried to do Lucy Pearl after En Vogue, and that didn't work either. And it was a different set of circumstances, but pretty much the same. Record company making all the money, it just didn't work out the way it was supposed to. And now I'm like, okay, Father, I get it. I'm not supposed to be in a group. I understand. I get it. I really do. I'm not going to try it anymore.
You
my gosh.
I mean, you kind of touched on it earlier, but where do you think you get your spirit from?
My grandmother, like I said, but my mother, I keep reminding her that when we moved to California in I think it was '79, just before, it was a year that John Lennon was killed. So I remember that was '79, and when we left our hometown, New London, Connecticut. Everybody that we knew and loved literally was standing outside our door, our apartment. They met us at our house because they knew we were leaving that day. It was our pastor at our church, my godmother, who was just distraught because she's like, that is my child, my only child at the time. I was considered her only child because she didn't have children of her own. Oh my gosh, our friends, my neighborhood friends, my sister's neighborhood friends, my mother's best friend, who's like a sister to her, everybody. Mm-hmm. We had my grandmother, grandfather, everybody was outside that house. We had about, I'd say 50 people, more, standing out there saying goodbye and waving to us. We were, Mom, do we have to go? Because we were driving across country. Do we have to leave? Oh, please don't. And she left her job. Back then, you think about it, there was no internet, so she couldn't put in her resume, to say, hey, I'm coming out to California. I need a job. I want something set up before I get there. She had to send her resume. I think she mailed it in.
Mm-hmm.
But she had to go on job interviews when she got to town. We didn't have a school yet.
Mm-hmm.
I had come out to California maybe a year before to see if I liked it first. And I stayed with my cousin and her husband. And I told my mom I loved it. So that's when she planned on moving us out there permanently. Because based on what I said, I was only 13, but she was like, well, Dawn likes it, so we're going to head west. Dawn likes it. Because she wanted to get us out of our small town, because my friends were starting to be sexually active, and my sister's friend, she's like, no, I got to get out of the small town. My dad had moved out to Los Angeles, so she wanted us to be closer to him, even though we were 6 hours away driving, and we were in San Francisco, he was in LA, but she just knew we wanted to be in California. So that's where I get my strength from. She left her job. She left everyone she knew and we knew. And her apartment was only, $98 a month at that time. She's like, everyone was on the list to be in her apartment. DJ, Barbara Jean, can you get us on the list? And she's like, I can't do, y'all got to come down and fill out the paperwork yourself.
Right.
But she knew that she wanted a better opportunity for her growth. So she left everyone and everything she knew and came out to California. So that's where I tell her all the time, you left security of your town.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that helped raise us. It takes a village.
Right.
She left the village and came out here to be with us, for a better opportunity for us, I should say. That to me is my mom. I commend her for that. That's her strength, and I get that strength from her.
Oh, wow.
Charles, she just left the town we moved to, San Leandro, California.
Mm-hmm.
She just left that place because they were gentrifying the neighborhood, and the rent was going up so significantly from literally $950, I would say, to $2,300, and she couldn't afford that. Her and my dad are on a fixed income now because they retired.
Right.
So they had to move, and she and my stepdad came out to Las Vegas. I came with them. We didn't find a place at first, and then my sister came out maybe 7 months later, and they found this house that they're living in now, and they moved from a place that they lived in for 34 years. When we moved to California, that's the place we moved to.
Right.
And they left that apartment and came out here. After living there for 34 years, she just moved again. So, I always tell people, it's like, young people don't like to leave the security of their town, let alone, my parents are retired now. They left everybody that they knew.
Right.
Single friends, because my mom has single friends. My stepdad has a few friends that he left. And they moved here to Las Vegas 2 years ago. Bravo! Bravo, because that's hard to do. It's not easy to leave the comfort of your home. Yeah, your hometown or your town. It wasn't a hometown, but that's again very big of him and my mom to leave.
Right.
So she's courageous. She's a very courageous woman.
Okay.
Both of them are.
Now I work a lot with youth, and I have a nonprofit that I work with kids. And what advice would you give to a lot of the young ladies that want to follow in your footsteps?
Well, when we first started, my mother bought me, actually, before we started, she bought me a book called This Business of Music, This Music Business, or Business of Music. I think it was called. It's huge. It's like the Bible of the industry, but it's too technical. I didn't get it. I was 17 years old, I think, when she bought it for me. I wasn't interested. It was too technical, way too hard to read. Huge book, overwhelming. Mm-hmm. And when I got in the industry, there's a book called All You Need to Know About the Music Business. Well, now, there was no internet when we first started, mind you. 1990, 92, there was a guy that came to our hotel to show us the internet. And we were like, okay, we're not interested, whatever. We were not. Nobody was interested because it wasn't a thing then.
Right.
He was like, this is going to be what they call the superhighway. We were like, okay, we got to go to lunch. We're hungry.
Right.
We weren't interested, but it was new. It was brand new. And now I can't imagine life without the internet. It's amazing. Our cars are based on the internet, Wi-Fi, our phones.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So now you can go online and read All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Donald Passman is one of the staples of the industry. And then there's another book by Kashif, God rest his soul. He wrote a book called What You Better Know About the Music Industry. It's a street version of All You Need to Know About the Music Business. And it just breaks it down a little more. And it's so many great books out there. You can even go online and get the audio book probably for free. there's just so much stuff that people can learn about the music industry, and people have the music in their hands now. They don't even have to go to a record label to be signed to a major. They can go online and sell their music on, what is it? TuneCore. All these different independent music labels online.
Right.
They don't even have to, CD Baby.
CD Baby.
Where they can sell their music.
iTunes.
Directly.
Right. Yeah. But I before I let you go, I want to ask you about your dates that you have. Do you have any dates before you come to Orlando, and what are your dates after Orlando?
Yes, I'm going to be doing a play. I'm so grateful, Charles.
Oh, really? Really, a play?
Myself right now. Yes, I am. A musical called Mama's Boy. I'm so sorry. The name of the screenwriter escapes me right now.
Okay.
But he's been around for a while. People know his name. I'm sure once they see the play, they're like, oh, yeah, we know him. We've been to many plays of his. But this is Mama's Boy with an all-star cast. It's loosely based on the movie. Oh boy, Tyrese played the young man who was in the movie. It wasn't Mama's Boy.
Right.
Oh my gosh, the name escapes me on that too. I apologize, but it's loosely based on the movie. And Jack K. Harris is in it from 227 and Sister Sister, which is like wow. Robin Givens is in it, which again is wow. I think it's Uncle Tommy, Cousin Tommy.
Right,
Cousin Tommy is in it. Yeah. What's his name? Johnny Gill is in it.
Right.
Little G from Silk is in it. So Let Me Look You Up and Down, man, and he's going to be in this play. He sings "Let Me Look You Up and Down." That's his big hit with the group.
Right. Okay.
And I'm just so grateful. There's a few more names. Because they just sent me the full cast. Literally this morning I got that email. So, yeah, this is going to be a big deal, and I'm grateful. I'm really grateful.
So where is the play going to be? Where's the play going to be?
It's touring the country. So it starts in Atlanta. That's where we're going to be rehearsing. Okay. And September 1st, I know I land in Atlanta. I'm sorry. Yeah, September 1st, I land in Atlanta. And we rehearse for a few days, and then the first show goes up, I think, the 7th. 8th and 9th are in Atlanta, and then we go from there around the country. So Baltimore, I'm sure. New York, Chicago, St. Louis.
So are you going to be coming this way at all?
Am I what?
Is the play going to be coming south?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's Mississippi. I just said St. Louis, but yeah, I'm sure Mississippi. Well, Atlanta is southeast, isn't it?
Right. Well, I'm talking about further south, like in Florida, is what I'm trying to ask. If you coming?
Oh, see what you say. Okay. I get you. Yeah, I'm sure we are. But of course, I have the show in Orlando at Bellywood. So that's October 21st. And then the play. We're going to be in either Miami or Orlando, Tampa. Someplace in Florida. I can't wait. I love. I'm going to get a condo in Miami.
Cool.
Find a way to get there. I got to because I love it so much. I love having a vacation there or something, kind of timeshare, something in Miami. It's such a sexy town. It's really beautiful to me.
Oh yeah,
except when you have them hurricanes.
Right.
Y'all can keep those right there.
Hey, everybody loves South Beach. Everybody loves South Beach.
South Beach is so rich. It's decadent. I love it. It makes me feel like I'm a superstar already. Even though we're superstars, it makes me I have the monetary means to be a superstar. Because we were superstars, we just didn't have the money. South Beach makes me feel like I have the money.
Hey. Listen. I wanna share this with you before you go. Okay. I gotta tell you this. Okay. Yeah. Now, when you see the other three girls, let them know that
I won't see them, Charles. We don't talk anymore at all.
Okay.
Like an old co-worker that you work with, you don't see them anymore. Let's just say that with the girls. I don't see them.
But just in case, just in case, there's a lot of men with tears in their eyes, with broken hearts. Even though you told us you're never gonna get it, We are sad because what you brought to us, and every time we look at the videos and we thinking and we hear you, we're never gonna get it. We sitting there and we like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Our hearts are still aching. Always. Because
you're never gonna get it, or because En Vogue broke up. I don't know what you're saying.
Both.
Oh, both. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying.
We're so sorry.
No,
sorry.
I know because of just what that is, just sitting there looking at it. That's all. I'm just saying. Trust me, Don. It's a guy thing. You won't understand. That's okay.
I totally understand. I mean, look. There's lots of artists that are not around anymore that are male artists, and we're just like, why did that group break up? Like, they're sexy. We get it too, trust me. But thank you for that. No, this is how I feel about En Vogue, because it hurts my heart too. And I mean, I was in the group. I was as close as you can get to it as anybody. Closer than anybody.
Right.
But it was a situation where we came together. God gave us that grace to, just like I said, me at a concert, meeting a guy who happens to know someone who's doing an audition for an incredible group like this. That was no coincidence. That was God.
Right.
Then coming together with these three wonderful women, unfortunately, who didn't understand the business part as much as I did and were willing to do what it took. But we did beautiful music together. And the producers that put us together, they were great. All that beautiful music that we made, that was what was supposed to be.
Right.
And I love it. I can't listen to the girls. I can't listen. My sister and I drove to LA yesterday and got back. Day before yesterday and got back last night. And on the way there and on the way back, every time she tried to play the En Vogue album, I would turn it off at a certain point because it hurt my heart.
Right.
I mean, really, I can't hear us sing. I hear Maxine's voice and I tear up because I love her voice so much. I love her. I hear her sing Just Can't Stay Away. It touches me like that. So trust me, I feel it too. I know you guys feel it for a different reason, but I think it's sad.
It's just the beauty.
I know that we had to leave. We had to break up because that was the way my life was directing me to go, and I wasn't willing to stay. For the reason, 2 pennies, I don't care.
Dawn.
I was upset with us leaving. I had to go.
Dawn.
I had to leave. So.
Dawn, that was my way of saying how beautiful you are. That's what that was.
Oh, I heard you, and I heard you about the group, and we were, and I thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, Charles. I hear your heart. I really do.
Okay.
I do.
One last time before you go. Saturday, October 21st. You're going to be at the Majestic Center.
October 21st.
At the Majestic Event Center, which is here in Orlando. It's at 801. It's actually up on the screen right now. It's at 801 North John Young, Orlando. And the show starts at 8 p.m. So
8 p.m. exactly. And we have some opening acts too that I'm very proud of.
You said it looks like Holly Monroe.
Holly, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you have DJ Hakeem Bell up from Kool and the Gang. You even have Anna, I think, some belly dancers. Oh my goodness! Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna come out as well. That's gonna be exciting. Yeah, that's different. I've never had that before.
All right.
And I don't want to spoil the surprise, but yeah, they're gonna be a part of the show in a small way, in a big way. You know, they're just gonna do their thing. So yeah, this is gonna be off the chain. I'm excited about it.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you so very much. I just have one last request.
Yes.
Do I get to take a picture when you come to town?
Absolutely, Charles. Oh, please. I got to tell the audience, the fans of the show and the fans of me. Charles and I tried to get the
video
Wi-Fi going as far as getting me on.
Right.
What's it called? Skype and all that stuff.
Right.
You guys, I'm still not technology ass backwards. I really am. I got to say it like that because I just am.
Right.
But I couldn't get it together to say I tried it on the phone, I tried it on the laptop, and I couldn't get it together.
Right.
So for the hard work and for the fact that I didn't get online, of course you can take a picture of you take a few pictures of me, Charles. You deserve it.
Okay.
Because I tried my best, but I couldn't get it together. So
Well, thank you.
I can't wait to meet you. I look forward to it.
All right. Well, thank you so very much, Don. You were very patient with that, trying to make that happen. In case the people missed what she's saying.
I got frustrated in the end. Charles, no, we cannot do this. I was like, no, I'm not trying it, Charles. I'm done. Okay.
All right.
You're like, Dawn, please. No, Charles, you can't.
Right.
I did try.
Right.
I tried. What, 45 minutes to an hour? We tried.
Right. We tried 45 minutes to get the video going. You're right. But
exactly. It was a mess. Yeah.
But that's okay. It worked out anyway.
It did.
So,
old-fashioned way of doing an interview. That's what I'm used to. All this technology. I sound like old people, don't I? I can't get all this whole mojo and heebie-jeebie stuff. I can't get all, So I'll get it together, though, because I have to. It's like I'm sure other people will be requesting in the future.
Yeah, right, because you want to know what's funny? Is that I said something to you on Twitter the other day, because I was like, oh, Don, you on Twitter. Yay!
Oh my gosh, exactly. Well, yeah, I've had that for a while, but who set it up for me? It was like one of my background for a show that I did or something.
Yeah.
One of the band members. No, one of the band members. I was still with En Vogue when they set that Twitter page. And I had 205 people on it until finally somebody said, Dawn, you only have a few. You need to get on there. It's been like 3 years you've had that page. You haven't done nothing with it. Because I'm never on. Oh my God. Awful. I just did all the apps for on my new phone, my little cousin Dante put all the apps on there for Facebook, finally on my phone.
Wow.
Because I've only worked on it's a mess. I'm a mess.
No. But
so, bye, you guys. I cannot wait. Thank you so much for the support and for the love all these years, and Vogue Lucy Pearl. And I will see you when I come to town. We will party and have fun together. I got all the hits from En Vogue coming. All the hits from Lucy Pearl, the 2 hits anyway. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be amazing.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so very much. And again, I'm going to do the show. I don't know where you're going to be, if you're going to be available when I have the singers and Anna come on. But we're going to do it sometime either late September or early October. So
please let me know if you don't mind, Charles. Just let me know and text me or something and hit me up. Let me know and I'll check it out at that time because I really do want to see them. They're me. Or if you can, just email me the video that you have of them, everything that you do with them. I really want to see it.
Okay. All right. Well,
all right. Please.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much and blessings to you and your family.
Thank you so much. Blessings to you as well, Charles, and thank you again.
All right. Thanks, Don.
Take care.
Wow. Interview with Don Robinson. Ooh, blessed brother today. I still have to pinch myself, right? Anyway, the show, is October 21st. You make sure that you line up to get your tickets. Be there. It's going to be a great show at the Majestic Event Center there on John Young Parkway, near 50, by the new sheriff offices. So hope to see you there on October 21st. Now, again, for those who would like to donate their time and also money, please do your research before you do so, because again, there are a lot of people out there that will scam you for your money. All right. Before we leave, I like to always talk about the O shot and the P shot. So here is Dr. Woods on some information on the O shot.
Hey, how are you? I'm Dr. Abraham Woods, and I have a question for you. Would you stay around if you had bad sex? Who stays around for bad sex? You've often wondered if there's something we can do for you in the house of medicine that can help you improve yourself so you can help to improve your relationships. Well, ladies, we do have a shot for you called the O shot. The O shot has been around for a couple of years, and here at the Rejuvenation, we have been doing this shot for women to help them with their sensation, to help them with their lubrication, to help them with their arousal, and most of all, to help them with their orgasm, to achieve better orgasms like ever before. The process of injecting your platelets into your vaginal area has been improved to a point that we can now inject your platelets, which we take from your bloodstream, and concentrate them, activate them, and place them into the clitoris, the labia, into the Bartholin gland area, along the urethra, that for those of you who suffer bad sex just from leaking urine, we're able to tighten those muscles and tighten the vaginal floor so that you can get excellent results. When you get to the point in life that you want to enhance your sexual performance, think of rejuvenation. We at the Rejuvenation Treatment are here for you, and therefore give us a call, 407-830-4777, or go to our website at Rejuvenation Treatment Center, and you can find out more about us. Thank you.
Well, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, Don Robinson, for spending an hour with me. I really appreciate that. Looking forward to you when you come to town. And I know that the show is going to be great. I'm going to be there with my camera, take some pictures. She promised she's going to take a picture with me too, so you know I'm going to post it. Yay! And again, thank you for joining me here on the Journey 2020. I'm Charles Morris. Until next time, you be blessed.